Welcome to the Jungle Room, True Crime Tuesday. I am Jamie Kay. This week we're going to talk about the murder of Selena Perez. Selena was born on April 16, 1971 in Lake Jackson, Texas. She was known as the Queen of Tejano music, and her dad was actually a musician back in the 1950s and 60s. And when he noticed that Selena had musical talent, he decided to form a family band with Selena's siblings, Suzette, her sister, and AB, her brother. Early 90s, Selena had made a name for herself. She was not just a musician, but she also was a fashion designer, starting boutiques with her name Selena. During this time, she met Yolanda Saldivar. Now, Yolanda had called her dad, Selena's dad, and told him that she was interested in starting a fan club for Selena. That's what she did, and that's how she kind of got in with the family. As time went on, Selena formed a friendship with Yolanda and started to trust her more and more, in the sense that she even let her be the business manager for the boutiques. She handled bank records, statements, financial records. I mean, she handled all the money. Not just that, Yolanda sort of made herself the gatekeeper between other people wanting to get a hold of Selena. And employees started to complain a lot about Yolanda. She was said to have been very mean to the staff. She was rude, and she constantly was undermining other individuals who were close to Selena.
You know, in the beginning, right from the jump, you really had some concerns about Yolanda Saldivar and her relationship with Selena. Kind of tell us about that.
Well, you know, it started pleasantly. I mean, she was extremely friendly and nice. And I think towards the middle of us almost developing a relationship, you know, things turned. I mean, the more power she had and the more accessibility she had with Selena, she got obsessive. You know, I think for me, it started when one of my assistants went to go pick up some zippers at her home, and she came back startled, saying, you know, it's more than obsession. I mean, her apartment is filled with Selena memorabilia. And, you know, at first I didn't think anything of it. You know, she was the head of the fan club. However, soon after, you know, Selena and I were really, really close. We were creating a brand together.
Abraham at this point is starting to be suspicious of Yolanda because members of Selena's fan club were calling Abraham and complaining about items not being received. So they would pay money to join the fan club, and in return, they would get fan club swag, like t-shirts or autographed pictures. But no one was receiving any of those items. Well, Abraham had decided to meet with Yolanda. He asked her about fan club members not receiving their swag, and she is like, that's not me. I would never do anything like this. They're all lying. He could not fire Yolanda because she technically worked for Selena, but he did prevent her from ever coming into the Studio Q Productions. And he told her that he wanted the records. But now things were getting a little crazy because it was March 1995. It was tax season, and Selena noticed that there were documents missing. And Yolanda was acting even weirder. Not just that, Yolanda was obsessed with Selena, which they would soon find out how obsessed she was. One of the employees of the boutique went to Yolanda's house to pick something up, and that person noticed one of the walls in Yolanda's house was covered with pictures of Selena. Now, what happened that day on March 31st, 1995? Well, this is what we know. The night before, Perez, Selena's husband, writes in his book that Yolanda had called Selena telling her that she had been raped in Mexico, and she wanted Selena to take her to the hospital that night. Chris, having been woken up by the phone, told Selena that it was too late to go anywhere. And Selena told Yolanda, Chris said it was too late to go anywhere, and she would talk to her the next day. Well, that morning, Chris was still asleep, and he hears Selena get ready to go, but he wasn't thinking that Selena was going to visit Yolanda. He had made it very clear that he did not want Selena to go confront Yolanda by herself. They had actually went to visit Yolanda the day before together, and of course, Yolanda did not give Selena all of the paperwork. That morning, Selena gets up. She borrows her husband Chris's truck because she couldn't find her car keys. And she takes a briefcase, her purse, and Chris's cell phone. She goes to the Days Inn. At the Days Inn, Yolanda tells Selena again that she was raped and she wants to go to the hospital. And Selena complies and takes her to the hospital. At the hospital, the doctors could not find any evidence of trauma on Yolanda, and they told Selena that. So Selena's fed up. She's done. She just wants the missing paperwork that she needs for her taxes, and she wants to be done with Yolanda. Back at the hotel, Selena asks for all the documents regarding her business. Yolanda says she has them, so they go into the hotel room, and something is said, and we don't know what. We know that Yolanda has changed her story many times. Selena had a ring. Selena collected Fabergé eggs, and this was a ring that Yolanda had given her, telling her that she had bought it for Selena. In reality, Yolanda had taken up a fund through all the employees at the boutique and took their money, saying that she would buy a gift and it would be from all of them. Not only did she take their money, she charged the ring, the gift that she gave to Selena, on the company credit card. At some point during this discussion in the hotel room, Selena takes off her ring. The door is open. Selena's probably most likely trying to leave, and Yolanda shoots Selena. Selena was immediately rushed to Corpus Christi's Memorial Hospital. The bullet shattered her right shoulder, tearing one lung, her veins, and a major artery. She was pronounced dead at 1:05 p.m.